Hello, my family. Okay, y'all, so today I have some announcements to make and a project that I'm going to attempt to do, and a little bit of information that might help some of you. So today is going to be an interesting day. You ready? Let's get started. Okay, my family, I am going to start out first with something that I had found I never thought to share with y'all. And so I thought, those of you who have been looking into milling grains, making your own flour sources, making your own cornmeal, I did find a very inexpensive way of doing this. Now, this is not promoted, y'all. I took this money out of my own pocket. In which I've got something to say about all that too, but I took something and I purchased this. Now, I did it because I'm going to do a video on noxilization on dent corn and to be able to make your own masa, homemade corn tortillas or tamales. And there are two ways that you can do that, but I cannot take a wet grain or wet corn that has been treated and run it through my grain mills. So I needed this anyways. But as I looked at it, I did test it and I thought, holy smoke. So this would make a great meal for grits, making your own grits or cornbread. And honestly, y'all, this thing was about $45. You can even find them cheaper than that. Whoosh. But this is the one I found. It's a tabletop hand crank. You can find these under 50 bucks. And they will work for you starting off, not just for corn, but for your grain as well. Let me put this up and we'll come right back here. Okay, I had to put it away because that thing is just, it's heavy and bulky. But now I started testing my berries with it. And though it's not like the mills, it is about as close as you're going to get, y'all. It is adjustable. And the only thing is you will get some arm muscle work. And you just crank your mills. Now this is a starting option. It gives everybody an opportunity if you want to try this. I'm not going to tell you all what to do. These are just options that I'm offering. And if you are wanting to try it. We have an Azure order coming in about February the 16th. I ordered blue dent corn and yellow dent corn. What do I mean by dent? Dent is basically your field corn that's got indentation in it. What is the difference between ordering it from, say, Azure Standard or going to your feed store and buying corn for your deer? Nothing, except one major component. 95% of the time, the grain or the corn that you're going to buy, whether it be for cattle or for your deer, are GMO modified. Or they have been sprayed with chemicals, whatever. The ones that I order from Azure Standard, which I know for a fact, they are organic. So they are not modified. They are exactly what it is. It's a field corn. So that is the only biggest difference. However, if the only option you have and you can't actually go out and order from Azure Standard, you could go to your feed store and purchase a bag of corn for your deer. Make sure it's clean very well, and you can mill it and make cornbread out of it. Never grind dry. Make sure your grains are dry when you mill it for bread sources. But if you are going to do it like I am going to show you in a video to come, once my orders come in, I will show you how to make your own corn tortillas, but you have to treat it. And I will get into the explanation and nixtamalization when that time comes. It is really important to do that. And there are two ways you can make dry masa or use the masa wet from it, what it is. Just can't use your mills unless you have, like I just showed you, the hand mill. That leaves you an option against any miller out there if they don't have that device. So, and it's highly inexpensive. Hang on 1 minute, y'all. Okay, so that was first off. I'm hoping this just made some of y'all maybe a little bit excited to say, hey, wait a minute, so I can try this. Yes, you can. If you have some Amish stores around you, you can order or you can purchase whole grain wheat berries at your Amish stores. They're starting to carry it. Ours is nowadays. And if not, there are several different places like Prairie Gold, I think it is. Azure Standard is another one. I'll have to put some links down for wheat companies for you. Shop around, look for your best prices. I will add that to this video for you if you're interested. The biggest thing I want to say as of today, we are getting ready to start a whole new season of growing, preserving, and homesteading. Winter for us is about over, and we will be starting our indoor seeds. I first want to say we started about 3 years ago on this channel. Now, I understand that in the beginning, from where we're at now, there were a lot of changes, and that was due to health aspects. Where I'm at today, I'm staying. And it's because it's working, and because I was blessed with so much wisdom and knowledge about our food that I feel rich beyond measure. Y'all, I don't have a pot to pee in. And I'm going to be frank with you, for those of you who thought wise to send information to me about being a YouTube creator, and for those who are making thousands a month or whatever, y'all, I ain't making jack squat right now. And you know what? It's okay. It's hard, but it's okay, because I am rich. I am so blessedly rich, because what we have here, I don't worry about absolutely nothing. I don't worry about high prices. I don't worry about shortages. I don't worry about any of these things, because y'all, I became self-sufficient. I used the money that I had made, and y'all know it's no big surprise. I made money at one point. But I used it wisely. And what did I do? I built on this homestead. I have several people to thank. In the beginning, you all were so amazing, and you started me off with my biggest dream ever. And this homestead began to grow. Today, my biggest supporter, and I have to say thank you, Cece. Cece has been a God-sent angel, and she has helped me see the dreams to this homestead. As of right now, because I had been saving, y'all. I've been saving an entire year to finish off the very last pieces on this homestead that I needed. And that was to have an actual greenhouse. That greenhouse will be delivered here on February the 4th. If you all knew how much that just makes me so excited. I never take any of you for granted. I am highly favored, and I am blessed beyond measure. And Cece, thank you, my angel, for seeing me through, because you have also, in a mighty way, supported me, inspired me, kept me going, and I have seen more dreams on this homestead accomplished and finished than I ever thought imagined. What we have left now is we have some repairs from our beginnings where we were unfamiliar familiar about homesteading, but we were trying things out. Now we do have some repairs on that, like our chicken coop and all. But other than that, y'all, this homestead is complete. And I can happily say that I worked my tail end off. I have had some major support. And because of that, we are complete. And I am so entirely thankful to you for that. And for that, y'all, I may not have income in my bank account, but when I walk out my back door, I am so richly and favorably blessed because I have the ultimate prosperity and health I could ever want right in my backyard. If you knew how important that was, if you knew how important this is, because our health had been declining, we just greatly increased longevity on the two of us, even with health issues. And that is the reason why I created this videos, because when God richly acknowledged me and gave me the wisdom to be able to share with you, I did this in hopes that I could just share that blessing and make me be able to help prosper and health richly bless somebody else. I did not want to keep what was blessed to me as a secret. I wanted to be able to share it with you, and so I have for nearly 3 years. Now we are greatly declining, and I understand that. So y'all, if I go back to my beginnings, it's okay. I don't have to earn. All I have to do is share, because this is how I feel. If I share what God had given me, somebody else's life out there is going to need this. And I don't want to be selfish and keep it to myself. Y'all, I am now 58 years old, and I just extended my life for however long that I can do that, because I have what it takes. I started out, y'all, here. I started out with tires. I started out with a clay land. I didn't get much, but I got something. I started out with farmers markets. I started out with dry goods. I started out with frozen goods. I started out with an inexpensive $40 dehydrator from Walmart. This was 7 years ago when I started, no, 6 years ago when I started out. And we have grown. Every year we took our taxes and grew. Within these years of starting this homestead, I started a YouTube channel, which gave me a little bit extra help to add on to this homestead. And I chose to do that because instead of blowing it on a cruise or fancy clothes or just squandering off this money, I chose to invest into what I was considered and what I have always considered to be highly richly blessed with prosperity and health. And I do not regret any bit of this. It came at a great time when I am no longer making any income. I am set. What greater blessing is that? Y'all, I don't want to live a stressful life. The world outside of me is going to do what it's going to do. I have to adjust to every new year, every whatever that comes our way. I have to adjust to it. If I stress myself out, I make myself sick. It ain't worth it. I can go to my backyard and know that I have security. And I thank God every day for that, because that's where my prosperity comes from. I am richly and highly favored because of the knowledge that was given to me. I now can sustain us in ways that I don't have to worry about what's going on. I can have more nutrients, vitamins, and minerals right in my backyard than I can get at the grocery store. again, I started in tires, clay ground. I did what I had to do. I had buckets. I did. I had buckets. And I grew from there. Before all this nastiness hit, where we had raised our prices in wood, got raised so sky high, we bought lumber and we built our first raised beds. You know what our first materials were, y'all? Cheap, free pallets. Those were our first raised beds. Free pallets. Nothing is impossible, y'all. The only thing that is impossible is if you make it. If you are determined to want to have a better life, nothing is impossible. We can start out with, like I did. I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. But I did have a hammer. I went out to a lumber store and I took oh Lord, my husband thought I was absolutely crazy, y'all, because I have a little 93 model Ford pickup, a little bed, and I stacked pallets all by myself while he was out on the road. I stacked pallets on the back of that pickup truck. I put bungee cords, or not bungee cords, but straps around it, and I toted those things home. And we started to make our first raised beds, and I thought I was rich then. So y'all, save. If you want something bad enough, save for it. So here was what we did. Every year that our taxes came into, we sat down, we wrote up what we would like to have between the two of us, and we started making decisions and splitting this money in what would go to the homestead and what would go to the other means, and we made it work, and it has. And then on top of the fact of what I had made, thanks to you, you all helped in such a mighty way. Cece, dear, deep, deep friendship with you, my friend. This completion is now done. And so I have the last few pieces I'm going to share with you. I had purchased an inexpensive inside greenhouse to free up my dining room table, y'all. 6 years of growing. My dining room table was the best greenhouse I could ever think of. I had shop lights. That's it. Inexpensive $14 shop lights as my lights. My husband took wooden planks from pallets and made me a stand-up piece that went like this, and then the top, and then I ran my lights across it. Underneath it is where I had my trays of seeds. And so this is how I grew every single year. Well, today I had a delivery of an indoor starting greenhouse. Now that does not mean that I'm not going to use my dining room table, because if I get as big as I'm wanting to, I'm going to use that table. But for right now, this frees me. I can grow my microgreens off of my table and in my greenhouse. And so if I wanted to, I could take this greenhouse into my much bigger greenhouse. And I will tell you all, that greenhouse is a 6 by 10 foot greenhouse. And y'all, I am tickled, but it is not as much as you would think it is. I had an amazing deal that I had found for this greenhouse. It is A-framed, it is beautiful, and it was under $400. I took that opportunity and I ran with it. That is what I have. And now the little one that my husband built me, we have tried, and we have tried. And my husband told me, he said, honestly, when I did that, I just threw it together. He said I was inexperienced, and he's not lying, he was. But nothing grew in there because it was so hot, everything fried. We are actually going to take that down, and we're going to redo our water system. We're going to put our greenhouse, our new greenhouse, in the back, further away from the road of the neighborhood to see. And so that one's going to be taken down, and we're going to use that space, clear that space up. We're going to repurpose the wood, however, and the poly glass that's on it, and we're actually going to take that poly glass on that. I'll get it out, and we're going to probably put that on the awning top part of the arbor over the grilling area. So these are the new things we're doing. So you're going to see me working a lot now in the greenhouse. Now this greenhouse isn't huge. It's like 6 foot long, 10 foot wide. However, it is much, much bigger than what I have now, and I'll be able to do something with this. So I am happy. Now this little greenhouse that we're going to build together today, this one here has lights, and I think it was like, I had a 10% off on it, so it was like $95, and I got it for $86. So I'm not gonna lie, these are what I'm paying for this stuff, y'all. It's not super expensive. This is why I say I'm blessed. I save throughout the year, and I budget. I budget to be able to get what I need for this homestead, to the point where I could say I am complete. I now, thanks to my sister and some really good friends of ours over the years, we have our dehydrators, we have our pots for canning, a pressure canner, water bath canner. It was one piece at a time, y'all, that took 6 years to accomplish. Dedication, saving, determination, and learning, and then applying everything that I learned. And this is why I started this channel, so that I could apply it to you. It's interesting when God will fill you with the gift of wisdom and knowledge at the time He wants you to have it, before anything ever happens. Now, mind you, I said I did this 6 years ago. I've only been on YouTube about 3 years, and that was the point where my husband became a diabetic. I was pre-diabetic, and I started learning more about our food. Interesting enough, it was embedded in me way before this ever happened, and what to do to take care of it. And here I am today. We're living a whole lot healthier than we used to, and we're still growing. And I'm not going to stop sharing because of that. You're going to find me making breads. Oh, which reminds me, Miss Doey Parton is alive, thriving, and very well. So it is going to be some fresh milled sourdough bread very, very soon on this homestead. And I cannot wait. Yes, I fresh mill my breads because my husband can now eat it since he's a type 1. And this is one bread source he can eat, including his cornbread. We do what we do because it is healthier. It does prosper us into long, healthy life. And I'm going to share that for as long as I am able to breathe on this channel. Regardless of where this channel goes, if I lose 50, 40 people like I've done, it doesn't matter, because somebody out there is going to feel that same blessing that I feel in my heart right now. And that satisfaction of peace of mind. The knowing that I just saved tons of money in my doctor bills. Now that doesn't mean I'll never have to see them. I do have to see them. But if I can do what I can for myself, that means less time over at the pharmacy department, less time in the doctor's office, and I can take care of myself even with a high immune system, getting outdoors, living a prosperous life, happy, free, and joyful. Honestly, y'all, I have to admit this. This is the first winter I have to say I don't think I've been depressed. Now, it's interesting because winter is the hardest on all of us. It stays darker longer. We have to pretty much stay indoors because we're either froze out, snowed in, rained out, or it's just gloomy. But for the first time in 6 years that I've been doing this, or even living here, I have not been depressed. Now I have to ask myself, does that have something to do with maybe how I'm living? I'm going to say yes. I seriously believe that how I have been blessed with this gift of wisdom and knowledge, that it has changed my whole outlook in life, my attitude, and then we'll add to the fact is how it's changed everything in my body. My blood work twice in a year has come back so amazing. My doctor is ecstatic. She even doesn't even understand how I lowered. Y'all, it's impossible, you would think, but nothing is impossible. Not when God shows you what to do. When I took my last blood work and my cholesterol from a type that is hereditary, you have a very, very hard time doing this on your own, y'all. And this is no kidding. 95% of the time, medication is the only way to treat this type of high cholesterol issues. And I dropped mine majorly down to 121. She was totally blown away. When a pharmaceutical doctor looks at you and says, I don't want to put any band-aids on you, and I definitely don't want to use any medication on you, stay the course and don't jump off. That is when I say, hallelujah, thank you, Lord. I'm glad I listened to you, because today I have that health and I have prosperity. I am rich beyond measure. And I'm not talking by cash in my pocket, y'all. That, I could care less. I'm taken care of. My bills are paid. We live a simple life. I don't have the drama around me. I don't have the worries. I don't have the stress. I am not depressed anymore. I'm enjoying life, and I am fulfilledly blessed beyond measure, because I was given the greatest thing anybody can get. And that's being able to get wisdom and knowledge on how to handle my life no matter what comes my way. No matter what I have to adjust to, whether we like it or not, I still adjust to it. And it's okay, because things are going to happen the way they're going to happen. My outlook, honestly, on what situations look like is what really matters. So I'm going to be grateful today, y'all, and I'm going to enjoy life as I have worked very hard, but not by myself. I was blessed more than any woman could ever be blessed with the angels God put into her life to help fulfill her dream. 0.34 acres of land in a little city, borderline county home has been complete and fulfilled, and I can work, enjoy, preserve, and be happy and healthy for the rest of my life. What more could I want? Seriously, what more could I want? Because anything else in life, y'all, it comes and goes. It never lasts anymore. This will last me for as long as I want it to work. So I'm going to share with you this inexpensive greenhouse and show you what we have here. Now this is a greenhouse with a light. Now I'm going to do my best to put it together. I never said I was mechanically inclined, though I said I had gifts, y'all, but that doesn't mean I have every gift. My husband is the one mechanically inclined, and he was going to wait till tomorrow to do this. But I told him that I wanted to at least try it, and if I couldn't, I was going to let him do it. So I'm not too proud. I can do that. So let's go ahead and start setting up this greenhouse, and I'll show you what we have for $86. Okay, y'all, so I'm unboxing this thing, and I will say that there's probably better products out there. I just chose this. I'm going to try it. Is it the best in the world? No. But if it just does what I need it to do, that's all I care about. So we're going to unbox it. Sorry it's in my kitchen, but to be honest with you, this is the only room that's dark, or light enough for this camera because, well, I have noticed spring is coming because instead of being dark by 5 o'clock, it's getting dark by 6. So it's coming, y'all. I'm getting excited. It's coming. So we're going to build this. All right. From what I've read in the comments, they say the instructions are not very well. As a matter of fact, they say there's none. We're fixing to find out. And I'm going to move these so I don't break them. A box inside of a box. That's just my life. Alright, y'all. Let me get this box out and then get set up again. Shall we try this again? Alright, so they had literally taped the fire out of this box. But, so now, oh boy. Okay, so these LED lights that are in this greenhouse, honestly, they say also has a timer, which will be great. For $86, you get, I forgot how many shelves are in here. I'm glad we're going to put this together. So, let's see, we've got everything. These must be the lights. Now, these are the ones they say are really hard to put together, and this is where I may need my husband's help if I don't do them right. So far, I'm not seeing any instructions. These are zip ties for the lights, and then this is the package where it comes with the timer and the light setup. Okay, these must be the tops for where the greenhouse goes on the roof. This is going to be fun, y'all, if I can do this or not. I might have got myself in trouble when I told my husband, I'll do it by myself. I don't know what I do sometimes. Oh my. Yeah, okay, there's a bunch of these, so we're going to see what this goes to. And I'm going to assume, y'all, those are the shelving brackets. So far, I'm not seeing no directions on this. Now, I will say that these are partially flimsy on this. So I may have to find something to sturdy these up with. Y'all, sometimes we just get what we pay for, but we can make it work, right? Oh, Lord. Okay, there's some more posts. There's another bracket. I see some paper at the bottom of it. Is that instructions? Long arms, long arms. I certainly hope so. Yes, yes it is. Well, it's instructions how to put it together, but not for the lights. Just like they said. No, wait. No, there is instructions on the lights. Any other... Easy to install. The light is plugged in the socket. Okay, so there is instructions on the other side about the lights and then how to put this together. So let's see if we can do it. Y'all, if this ends up being a long video, I am sorry. Sometimes when I do things with you, they do tend to be long. It's winter time, so if you save this video for when you're just going to kick back and relax, y'all. So we're going to fix this setup and then we're going to go through and set it up. Okay, y'all, so in each unit here or section, this is a 4-tier greenhouse, by the way. So we have, this is what they called side A. Small posts like these are C's, and we're inserting each of these units with these small pipes and the tops of these holes here. they go right in here together. Make sure you push them down so they reach to the bottom. And same with this one. Now I'm going to go ahead and assemble all of these units like this. When you come back, I'm going to show you how to put them together to make your shelf. Okay, y'all, so now we got all these set up. We have to have 2 per shelf. Now, if you will see, there's 1, 2, and 3 holes right here. That is for these longer poles. They go in this way. Well, get that up there, up to here on the top. So 3 across. That will give you the grids to, or the bases to line your grids like this on top of it. Now each shelf will hold, if I'm not mistaken, we'll find out, it may hold 1 or 2 trays of seedlings. We'll see. But now my next step is to fill. I'm going to go ahead and put these in here, fill these in with all 3 of these pipes, and then insert at the end, the other end of it here. So it'll end up looking like this. And I will show you how to put this together. Well, I showed you, I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished after showing you how to install those pieces. I thought I'd go ahead and show you this way as well. So I've got my first piece in here. Like I said, here's the 3 holes, 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to take each of these long poles and put them through here. And then make sure it goes all the way to the bottom. And if they don't go all the way in, you could use a hammer to lightly tap it. Now, on the other pieces, this one goes on top. Let me see if I can adjust y'all. There we go. So now I'm going to take this other one. It takes 2 of these units per each section. And that's going to have to come out here because I'm going to have to go in here with this. Yeah, that is not going to work. So we're going to have to do it from the back side out, y'all. Just like so. Or why didn't I just think about doing this instead? Take it here, flip it upside down. There we go. And now we're going to line these up per every single hole. And make sure they firmly go inside. Well, no, wait. That one skipped out on me. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. Now these are securely inside, and you can adjust it to make sure that it's straight. And what happens is, this is the first floor of your greenhouse. Well, this way. There we go, this way. And then, well, I'll show you at the very end. So we're going to go ahead and stack this because this is where our layers are going to come from. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and I'll show you what we set up as soon as I get it done. Yeah, forgot something though. To get the next layer, remember we've got these. So now there's holes underneath this, right on each end. That's where this comes in. Just to let y'all know, this was my own purchase. This is not a sponsor. This is not a test the product type thing. This is seriously from my own pocket, and I'm doing this for myself to see how inexpensive things will work for us on the homestead. So I'm hoping that helps you too. All right, y'all, I'm going to show you where you can actually see this being done. So I'm going to choose, make sure that my holes here are on the inside, placing this on top of that post here into this hole here. Good and sturdy. Same thing with this side here. Like this, and like this. And you can use a hammer to lightly tap just to cure it a little harder there. And we want to make sure that they're all the way in. Now you take your long post with those holes that were on the inside. Pop those in. Push them together. Make sure that they're in those holes. Just like so. So far, it's not that bad to put together. All right, y'all. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish this last shelf, and then we'll be at the top of this. Okay, y'all, so we're at the top of this thing now. I'm trying to manage it so you can see without going outside, actually. So now, we don't have those tops like this on this one. This one's gonna serve a different purpose. But we are going to install these on the tops. Oops, I guess it would help if I put it the right way. So we're going to put it this way. And then this one on top of that. Making sure these holes again are on the inside. Alright, y'all, I'm going to tap these down to make sure they're sturdy. And now I'm going to insert these poles in each section here, just like I did before. And I seem to have one. Oh, well, no, I don't. Y'all, I did not insert these. Hold up. Hold up, hold up. I didn't do that right. That was my fault. I gotta pull this out. Alright, hold on. Okay, y'all, so I finally did this right. I had 4 pieces, and I'm thinking this was one last piece. What did I do? But it goes directly in the middle to support these sides. Now that's when these tops come in here. And on each end, just like the others as it was stacking, this goes right here on each end of this. Like so. And you want to pop those in there on each end. Now I'm going to go and make sure that these are sturdy inside, and we'll come right back. Alright, y'all, now we have our shelving units. And where these go is you'll see there's little pivot edges. See those little hooks right there? Those go on the over the top of these bars. So we're going to set that in here over each piece. And when your trays sit on here, they sit on these bars. Now this looks like it's going to hold pretty good, which that's what I was really concerned about. So go ahead. And if you wanted to, which is probably what I am going to do, you can zip tie them onto these bars. It will help secure them even better. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Let me go ahead and finish this out, and then I'm going to figure out these lights right quick. Okay, y'all, so the light system is going to be a bit more trickier. This is what we have, is this strip. This is thin metal strip with LEDs on it. And then it's got these little tabs here that will attach to the grid of the shelves. And we will zip tie because it came with a handful of zip ties. So we will end up taking the strip to it. As was said in the reviews from other people, no, these do not have instructions. So I have to figure this out. I need to set this greenhouse in an area where I can run a cord to it to make sure I can plug it in. And what it basically says is we're going to test these units to see if the wires go in the right way. If they do, we plug it up, we unplug it. If it don't, we flip them. So we're going to do the best we can. I'm going to take this greenhouse into the station where it's going to sit, and we're going to figure out these lights. Okay, y'all, so I'm sorry about the lighting in here. I am actually going to spare you the headaches and show you, or try to explain to you how to do this. each panel has, I have not done this last one for this reason. There's an input side and there's an output side. Now, you're going to have to zigzag. And what I mean by that is, so we have our initial wire right here that goes directly into one of the lights. This is the main feed that gets plugged in and out and starts the timer and everything. Then that is on the input side. So at the output side, you have these leads. Hang on, okay. I've got to let me take this apart. You have these white leads, and they have little connectors on each end. So as you feed this one in from the input, you have to go to the output for this. Now it drops down to the second light. In order to do this, you're going to start, I'm going to try to explain this the best I can. Start with your main lead in the input. Take your first white lead into your output. Drop it down to your second light and put it in the input. Take another lead, put it in the output. Plug it in to the input. I'm hoping I'm making sense out of this. You're going to end up having the last light and the input. If you make any more racks, you're extending using the output from there. So it's a zigzag. Start with the input, output, input, output, input, output. Otherwise, these will not work. So I am going to go ahead and attach these to my shelves. This is where we were giving this handful of zip ties and those little latches that come on these things right here. I draw my zip ties in through those little tabs. And now for this top one, I don't have a shelf to attach it to. So I am going to actually attach it to the pole at the top of this. This is going to give, well, if I do it right, hang on y'all. There we go. Oh. There we go. I don't want to do it too tight because I don't want to bend it. And I can come back and I'll trim all this later. Now the second one, I'm going to try to bring you in closer on it and show you how I'm going to attach this, which is also going to help secure this rack. So let me see if I can fix this up. Hang on. All right, y'all. So that one's been inputted, outputted, and now I'm going to take this panel, which, hang on, because I ran it just so I could test them. I'm actually going to have to run this one underneath it. Go ahead and attach. Now I can actually attach it to this, but I'd like to attach it to these because I think it would hold better, and then I could attach it to the rack itself, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to run this through my little tabs. If I can get this. This is hard for one person, I will tell you, but it's not impossible if that's all you have. So now I'm going to run it. Don't want a kitty corner. Run this through here. Level this up. Tighten without destroying. And there we go. Now I'm going to have to run this other one just like that. And then I'm going to take this lead and go right underneath this and plug it in. That way it keeps my wires on the outside of this greenhouse. So I'm going to go ahead and tab this one in. And then I'm going to plug it up. And I will show y'all, I had stars. This thing is bright, y'all. It's greenhouse lights is what it is. LED greenhouse lights. Run it through these tabs first. Bring it up here. trying to keep it straight. These tabs are not helping any, or the grid to the shelving ain't. Bring this over. There we go. I can go just a little bit. I don't want to go too tight. So now there's that surface. I'll come down here and plug this light in. Let me turn it around. There we go. Now I'll show you guys what this is going to look like per shelf. If you can see that. Now see, our lights are running. That very top one will come down on this rack. This one will go on the bottom rack, and then all the way down. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these lights, and then the last piece is putting on our plastic, and we could start growing, y'all. All right, y'all, so far we're getting this. So I have, to show you how to do this, we have 4-hour, 8-hour, or 12-hour timer. You have your dimmer to make it brighter, the plus sign light to make it as bright as you want, dim as you want, or you can change the patterns from all the colors to just blue, red, this white, I'm thinking, or no, that's all the colors. So it's blue, red, or all colors, so of the grow lights. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. I apologize. Again, this is a long video. I made this because nobody else has explained how to put these together. In the end, I'll tell you which one I made or which one I had. I'll put the link in the description box below from Amazon. Again, no affiliation, y'all. This is out of my own pocket. But if anybody decides to get this greenhouse, there's no information how to install it. I just showed you. All right, y'all, so now for the cover. I'm trying not to make this as long as possible, but it's hard to do that when there's so much detail. So you want to open up the zippers, run this thing from the back side, past all your wires, get your backdrop. I'm going to have to pull this out just a little. Align it to the top of your points here because it does show that, oops, bright lights. Adjust it, and that's it, y'all. Right there. There's our greenhouse. Now we just take our points, zip them up all the way to the floor, and you have an indoor greenhouse, y'all. This thing is going to be amazing. It'll hold its own humidity and heat inside your house. I'm going to be able to start off, I'm going to be doing microgreens, and this is where they're going to grow and get off of my table. So I'm pretty happy. And that's it, y'all. And I understand that not everything I do is for everybody, but if you want to invest in a better lifestyle, this is one way to do it. And you could start out way better than I did, because I'm showing you products that I've learned over the years that I kind of wish I had in the beginning when I was doing my investments. But you know what? I didn't have much. When I first started out, I couldn't even afford food. And that's how I ended up here, y'all. Hang on. Okay, that's better. Okay, so like I said, when I first started out, y'all, I didn't have any food. We just bought this place. I came off the road from my husband trucking. He wasn't making anything, and I had to do something. The first thing I learned how to do was grab a pack of inexpensive seeds, shovel, and I tried to do what I could to grow for myself, so at least I had something to eat. And though it took time, I did what I had to do. I sold things just to get food, and I sold things to get seeds. But I knew where I was being led, and determination got me to where I'm at today. It all depends on how bad you want this. And it's not impossible. I don't own a farm, y'all. You've seen my land. In all the videos that I have, you've seen what I have. I don't have a lot, but I do. and I am richly blessed. So I'm hoping this video will help somebody down the line if you're looking for something like this. The name of this greenhouse, y'all, is, hold on a second, hold on, I'll get it. Okay, y'all, it's a Meonum, M-E-O-N-U-M, 4-shelf LED lighted greenhouse with timer. Like I said, I'll link it for you below if you care to want this greenhouse for indoors for you, if you want to start your seeds that way. So that's it, y'all. Like I said, once in a while in a blue moon will do a long video. Take your time, pause it, whatever, come back to it. Maybe there's some helpful information for you. If I talk loudly, y'all, I'm not yelling at you. Please forgive me. I am used to talking to my husband, so sometimes my voice gets a little carried away. I'm sorry. So until next time, y'all, we have so much more coming up. I'm going to do a video on how to do microgreens, and it's going in that greenhouse because I want to test this out. So I love y'all very, very much. I hope you know that. And I look forward to having a prosperous growing season this year with you. So much, much love from Parton's Mediterranean Homestead.